Hi customers, wanted to follow up on the video that we had done yesterday. Yesterday we talked about HIF roofs and what the problem is and what the challenge is with those roofs when it comes to ventilation, and that ridge vent is not always the answer. Just wanted to do a quick video showing what this roof looked like after we got the static vents installed per code and per manufacturer instructions. So we'll get it flipped around. So this is that same HIP roof. Obviously this looks a little bit different. The color on this shingle is slate stone gray, so it's a little bit, I think, more contrasted than a estate gray, but very similar color. And then you can take a look here. Before we only had 4 vents installed. Now we have 12. The 12th one is on the back side of that HIP. So yeah, essentially we got it installed per manufacturer instructions. When we do this many vents, obviously a ridge vent might have been the best option if it was a longer ridge or a straight ridge to allow for that length, but it just wasn't. And what we had done here was we installed the static vents, and there was a couple other options. We could have done Whirlybirds, we could have done turbine powered vents, and we covered those on that last video. One, the Whirlybirds aren't as aesthetically pleasing in a residential setting. 2, the power turbines, the vent themselves cost significantly more. And then the installation part with an electrician causes it to cost tremendously more to go with the power vent option. So this option was, 1, more affordable, and 2, functional to the standpoint that we don't have to rely on a mechanical device to keep this roof ventilated. This roof can be ignored for years to come without any maintenance, whereas in a power turbine might have a situation where it shuts off, and if you're not paying attention on a regular basis, which you would, your roof could be unventilated for years and years and years and years without actually knowing that it wasn't working. So that's why we installed the static vents. Again, how we figured that, it wasn't a shot in the dark. Oh, let's just add more vents, more ventilation, the better. The situation was we took the square footage of the attic space, so we figured that by following the eave, getting our measurements from the eave all the way around, and figuring out what that square footage was. And then we took that square footage and entered it into the Lomanco ventilation calculator. And if you're curious and want to see what that is, you can go to the App Store. It's a free download. Lomanco, Lomanco, ventilation app, and you can type in your square footage, and then it gives you options on what kind of ventilation to choose. So that's how we found out. At first, we always punch in the ridge vent. Do we have enough ridge length of this structure to do that? And it required 49 linear foot or 48 linear foot, and we just didn't have enough here. I think this is 37, so we would have been under ventilated on the exhaust portion by 10 foot. And then so I didn't think that the power turbines was an option that we wanted to go through down this roof. I didn't like the Whirlybirds for this particular setting. So static vents was left, and we punched that in. We got 12 vents. So so it's pretty simple to do. You can do it on any roof. You just got to know what your eave measurements are, and it's very easy to figure out that square footage. So we're going to do more videos like this just because it's something I want to continue to hammer home, that it's important. Ridge vent isn't always the answer for everything. And also, it's not just about exhaust ventilation, it's also intake ventilation. So this roof is appropriately ventilated currently, but like I said in the previous video, we're going to do some other updates on intake just to make it further past code and then a little bit more maintenance free for the homeowners. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to give a comment in the video. If you have questions not regarding this, feel free to comment in the video. If you'd rather message me privately and ask those questions, that's fine too. We got several comments from that last one, just people wanting to talk about different aspects of roofing, mostly had to do with ventilation, and I really like talking about it. Even if you don't have a project for us and you're just curious about what's going on, please message us. If you do have a project and you would like us to quote your roof to improve your ventilation or bring it up to code, you can go to rightrateroofing.com I have that link in the description. Just pick free quote, and we'll be able to get that estimate back to you typically within 24 hours. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this video and post any comments that you guys have. Have a good day.